So Ethan Klein probably just made the worst mistake of his YouTube career, and I'm going to talk about it. I'm sure you know what went down in Uvalde, Texas, and of course there's been a conversation about gun control like there always is after a situation like this. I'm not going to get too much into that because that's really not the focus. My main focus is what Ethan had to say about it. So of course it came up, and Ethan started to get a little heated, and he said this.
So there was a big protest outside the NRA meeting, which was good. Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Someone should bomb that building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Don't.
I'll roll that back.
Roll that back immediately.
Everything but violence.
So obviously this was not a right thing to say. It was wrong. I'll say that it's unequivocally wrong. But he has said multiple times that he meant it as a joke. And as far as I can really, say, I can't really refute that. Now, Keemstar came out and he had something to say about it. So, he posted a tweet that said, Ethan Klein calls for terrorist attack on U.S. soil. YouTube has yet to respond. And then he had this clip.
On YouTube, there is a terms of service. There's rules. If you break the rules, you get in trouble. You get a strike, whatever, right? You get punished, all right? Every YouTuber has to follow these rules, except for Ethan Klein. We have seen throughout the years this dude breaking terms of service nonstop and not be punished by YouTube. Well, here's the new one. He calls for a bomb threat. Listen to this.
So there was a big protest outside the NRA meeting, which was good. Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Someone should bomb that building.
What?
Okay,
Don't.
I'll roll that back.
Roll that back.
Yeah, you'll roll it back, but you just said it. You just said it. Yeah, you'll roll it back, but you just said it. You just said it. Any other YouTuber that called for a fucking terrorist attack on U.S. soil would be permanently banned. Would be permanently fucking banned.
So, I do think this is overblown from Keemstar, but I do get where he's coming from. When you have such a big platform, the words you say hold a lot of weight. Now, the Post Millennial came out, and they're a pretty biased website, but I do want to talk about a little excerpt from one of their articles because it's just really messed up. The article says, Klein further encouraged violence against Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who was paralyzed, saying, I hope someone puts a stick in his effing wheelchair and he tumbles out of his seat. Send Abbott down a hill with nobody to hold on to the back of his wheelchair. Again, something that's messed up. This is coming from a biased website. I do want to say that again. But still, you can't say things like this, right? Now, I can't find the clip of him saying this because the episode is taken down because it violated TOS. I'm glad that it was taken down because people are saying that Ethan's getting preferential treatment. So for him to be punished for what he does, it sets a good precedent. Anyway, Ethan has been in a lot of hot water. Now, personally, the reason I am going to criticize him for this is because of stochastic terrorism. Stochastic terrorism is normally defined as the public demonization of a group, or person or group, resulting in the incitement of a violent act which is statistically probable, but whose specifics cannot be predicted. So that's pretty much the general consensus on what the word means. And when you have this power and influence, the words that you say carry so much weight with the people that are hearing. Ethan is a YouTuber with like probably 7 million subscribers, I want to say, on his H3H3 channel. Podcast channel has like 3 million. So he's a very influential person. Everyone knows who Ethan Klein is, at least on YouTube. So what if somebody listens to this, and even though he walked it back, there's a good chance that someone hears this and they're like, oh, he's saying something out of his heart, and I agree with this. I don't like the NRA. I should go after them. You know, I watch Undisputed very often, right? And there's a quote from one of the hosts, Shannon Sharp, and he says, there are 3 types of people that will tell you the truth. Angry people, drunk people, and kids. And in that moment, Ethan was angry, which is understandable. It was understandable that he was angry, but what he said was completely wrong. He was so wrong, in fact, that Def Noodles came out and said that he doesn't condone it and that he's against it. Do you know how bad you have to mess up for you to be Ethan Klein and Def Noodles not agree with you? That's like if I can't even draw a parallel. It's like if I can't come up with a good parallel. There's just insane levels of irresponsibility in that situation. Now, I want to say this. I understand that it was a moment of passion thing, but when you have this platform, and this is the second time I'm repeating it because I want to get this point across, that there's such a high level of responsibility. It just isn't something that's something you can kind of throw around and not be responsible with. But that's pretty much how I feel about it. Now, Ethan has came out and said something about it. So the meme says, 19 children dying because we don't want to be slightly inconvenienced. I sleep. A YouTuber making a dumb, edgy joke and then immediately walking it back. So there's a couple problems with this. Okay, so when he's talking about being slightly inconvenienced, I feel like he's being a little dishonest, right? It's more than people view, because he's talking about like more gun safety, more gun control, obviously. People view like their Second Amendment rights in such a high esteem and high standard, and they feel like anything that would encroach on that is this horrible thing. So to them, it's not a slight inconvenience. Honestly, it almost seems like Ethan is trying to dumb this down just to be like, you know, what I did wasn't too bad, and people are just overblowing it. And to an extent, they are. But like I said, there's a reason people are criticizing you. It's because you did something wrong. Okay? Now, it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay? I'm not going to lose sleep because Ethan messed up. Alright? But I am going to be like, there's a lot of problems with this. I mean, we look back at the Portland massacre that went on, it had to been like a couple of months ago. There was a big thread made about the guy, and one of the major points was that he followed Andy No on YouTube, or he subscribed to him. The guy says followed in the tweet. I read it. It's Ben Smith followed Andy No on YouTube. Sources say that he was a big fan of No. It is unclear if Ben Smith knew about JFPK march from Andy No. No demonized them as armed extremists that attacked the public. Smith called the victims terrorists before opening fire. Now that's just one of the tweets, but still, like, it's a serious thing. And when you look at the screenshot of Ben Smith's YouTube subscriptions, you can see that Andy No isn't nearly as big of a YouTuber as Ethan Klein is. So it's just, you gotta be careful. Now we're gonna end it off with a little bit of a higher note, just because this video has been kind of serious and depressing. I don't like doing that as much, but okay, we're gonna talk about Hassan's response to Ethan's tweet, and he said, "This is a rite of passage. To be fair, Haas, your moment kind of towers over this."
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
We're there to partner with them. We're not there doing our own thing. We're there partnering and training
In a video
and
game.
equipping and enhancing their capabilities. So that's part of what we're doing. And the other part is just knowledge. We want to know what's happening.
Like, we fucking totally brought it on ourselves, dude. Holy shit. We did. We fucking did. In a video game.
Thanks for watching.